So let me know when you're ready to start the writing. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. As you know, my name is Daniel Bell. I'm the BIC Commissioner here and Chair of the Commission, and we're joined today by Inspector Denisopoulos, Commissioner Manning, Commissioner Peters, Commissioner Garcia, and Deputy Commissioner Schwartz. And also present are my general counsel, Warren Goldenberg, for the Business Integrity Commission. So there are 6 items on the agenda today. First, there are 5 applicants for trade waste licenses and registrations which have been recommended for denial by the Commission's staff. Each of the 5 licenses and registration applicants were served with notice and grounds to recommend the denial of their applications. Each applicant was advised that they have 10 business days to submit a sworn written response to the Commission. Last week, Commission members were provided with the recommended denial decisions regarding these applications, as well as any responses submitted by the applicants. Also before the Commission today is a good character, honesty, and integrity of Frank Coppola, an individual disclosed to the Commission by trade waste licensee Mr. T. Carter as a potential employee. In June of 2013, Mr. Coppola, as well as Mr. T. Carter, was provided a notice of inclusion in the official designation designated by the New York City Business Integrity Commission to review the findings of the background investigation that Frank Coppola lacks the requisite good character, honesty, and integrity to solicit business on behalf of Mr. T. Carter. After receiving a response from Coppola in December of 2013, Mr. Coppola as well as Mr. T. Carter was served an amended notice and was provided an additional opportunity to respond. No response was submitted. Finally, in October of 2014, Coppola and Mr. T. Carter were served with a notice of final conclusion. Again, no response was submitted by either Coppola or Mr. T. Carter. Earlier this week, Commission members were provided with a recommended final conclusion regarding Mr. Coppola, as well as the response submitted by him in December of 2014. I'm now asking members of the Commission's legal staff to provide the Commission with the grounds cited to deny these applicants. Following each presentation, Commission members will vote as to each application. So, the first application to be considered is the Trade Waste Registration Renewal application of NYC Materials Corp. The BIC attorney who will present this matter is Executive Agency Counsel Jerry Rose.
The Commission should deny the registration renewal application of NYC Materials Corp. For the following independently sufficient reasons. NYC Materials failed to disclose Anthony Volpes Jr. as a principal. The undisclosed principal, Anthony Volpes Jr., has been convicted of a racketeering activity. NYC Materials failed to disclose Michael Bonsera Jr. as a principal. The undisclosed principal, Michael Bonsera Jr., was previously the principal of a company that was denied a trade waste registration by the Commission. And finally, NYC Materials failed to provide information and documentation required by the Commission.
So, is there any discussion that the Commission has to have vote on whether or not to with the BIC's Commission staff's decision? Okay, so is there a motion from the Commissioners to adopt the staff's recommendation? Is there a second? And so, how did the other members vote?
I concur.
So let the record reflect that everyone concurs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. so that takes care of the first. The second application to be considered is the trade waste license renewal application of a company called Environmental Energy Recycling Corp. And the attorney assigned to the big attorney assigned to this matter is Deputy Attorney General.
Thank you. The Commission should deny the license renewal application of Environmental Energy Recycling Corp. For the following independently sufficient reasons. 1, the applicant knowingly failed to provide information and/or documentation to the Commission. And 2, the applicant has been found liable in an administrative action that bears direct relationship to the fitness of the applicant to conduct a trade waste business and has failed to pay fines that are directly related to the trade waste business.
Is there any discussion? Okay, so is there a motion from the commissioners to adopt the staff's recommendation? Second motion. And other votes? So again, seems to add up to 6. And the third matter to be considered is the trade waste registration application of a company called Downtown Compete Construction. The attorney who will present the matter on behalf of the Business Integrity Commission is Melissa Bishop.
The Commission should deny the registration application of Downtown Complete Construction Corp. For the following independently sufficient reasons. The applicant has failed to pay taxes, fines, penalties, or fees that are related to the applicant's business that are owed to the New York City Department of Housing Preservation and Development, the New York City Environmental Control Board, and the Internal Revenue Service. And the applicant knowingly failed to provide information and documentation required by the Commission.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion from the commissioners to adopt the staff's recommendation?
So moved.
Any second? Order the vote of the other questions. Again, unanimous. Recommendation, 6 votes. The fourth matter will be presented by Vic Attorney Nair, and it has to do with the trade waste registration renewal application of Myrna Landscape.
Good afternoon. The Commission should deny the registration renewal application of Myrna Landscaping for the following independently sufficient reasons. 1, the applicant failed to pay administrative fines for which a decision and order has been entered. 2, the applicant is liable for a civil or administrative action that bears a direct relationship to the fitness of the applicant to conduct the business for which the registration is sought. And 3, the applicant knowingly failed to provide information and documentation required by the Commission.
Thank you. Is there a recommendation from the commissioners to adopt, is there a motion from the commissioners to adopt the staff's recommendation? And second. Unanimous, 6 votes. The fifth matter to be considered again will be presented by Attorney Nair, and it has to do with another company applying for a trade waste registration renewal. The company being Atlantic Carting LLC.
The Commission should deny the registration renewal application of Atlantic Carting LLC for the following independently sufficient reasons. 1, the applicant has failed to pay taxes, fines, penalties, or fees that are related to the applicant's business that are owed to the Internal Revenue Service, the State of New York, the State of New Jersey, and the City of New York. 2, the applicant knowingly failed to provide information and documentation required by the Commission.
Is there a motion from the commissioners to adopt the staff's recommendation?
So moved.
And second. What's the vote of the commissioners? Again, 6 votes, 2 votes. And the sixth and final matter has to do with the matter involving Frank Coppola. It's regarding good character, honesty, and integrity, and in his case, the latter. And so the attorney that will present this matter is Assistant Commissioner Russell Wilson.
The Commission should conclude that Frank Coppola, who's proposed to be hired as a salesman for Mr. T. Cody, lacks good character, honesty, and integrity for 5 separate reasons. First, that he failed to provide truthful information in connection with our investigation of his disclosure fraud. Second, that he associated with persons that he knew or should have known were members of associates organized crime, which he associated with. felony conviction for federal drug trafficking charges. He has acted improperly and dishonestly for virtually his entire working career, including his application before this commission. And finally, he's failed to pay a tax, fine, or penalty or fee related to his business for which a judgment has been entered by the magistrate.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. Is there a motion from the commissioners to adopt the staff's recommendation? And a second. And what's the vote of the other commissioners? Unanimous. 6 in concurrence. So that concludes the matters before the commission for today. I would ask the members of the commission to sign each decision that has been voted today. Thank the commission members for their participation, and I thank the commission staff for the work that they've done. It's anticipated that our next commission meeting will probably be somewhere in February of 2015. Obviously, sometime in January, we'll call it to make sure the date is recommended is going to actually be worked on with the commissioners. So that concludes things for today.